while presentation gets on the screen. I would like to introduce myself. My name is Ravi Shinde. I take care of pharmaceuticals for Avery Dennison for South Asia region. Avery Dennison is not only into the labels, we are into 5 to 6 different verticals, which takes care of the industry, pharma, FMCG, durables, e-commerce, and there are multiple other industries. Apart from that, I think the panel discussion we heard on the technology, how Avery Dennison can help on technology front. So we have RFID as a separate division which works to help to create a data, and then the AI and the other technologies can build upon it. I think the technical glitch, I think before we begin, I'll just have a small audio visual. I think that helps us to understand what Avery Dennison is, and then we can start right. So who we are, I think I briefed you in between, but I think yesterday Priyanka also talked about we are a 90-year-old company, US based, and in India we are there for last 25 years. The presence is across geography. We are present in all the directions, though the manufacturing facilities are in Pune and Ranjangaon and the Greater Noida. We have distribution centers across in Bangalore and then in Kolkata. So what is the company mission? We are calling it out. So we all are here to solve the problem for the industry. And we have largely bucketized in these 4 different areas, which talks of the supply chain, then the reducing the waste. We talk about sustainability and circularity we heard in last, I think yesterday and today as well. And then how we can connect it better for the better information and the synchronization in our own systems. So each has a different way of looking at it, wherein we need to connect the physical world with the digital one, and how we can solve all these problems, which are, as just panel discussion we heard about, how we can minimize them. So I think I will not spend much time on this. This is the overall agenda. But the major focus, I will talk about sustainability, and then I go to the technology part as well. How it is relevant to pharma. So if I tell you that the kind of emissions that we do, greenhouse gas emission, so if I compare with the aviation industry and the pharma industry, so we are much more than the aviation industry, what globally does. It's around 4.5% compared to the aviation industry. These are the few MNCs who have declared their scope 1, scope 2, and scope 3 as an emissions, and then the time frame wherein they want to reduce this, and they have bucketized in both scope 1, scope 2, and scope 3 as an area. And what it bucketizes into, it's like a water reduction using the cleaner energy, greener energy, and their operations sound better. So the percentage you can see that what exactly is eyeing for, like 60% is expected for the renewable energy, then 30% we talk about the water reduction, and then the other ones operations like 40%. In all these areas where the packaging stands, like all the ecosystem we heard about the formulations, manufacturing, but the packaging is almost 15% of this entire emissions, and how that can be reduced. So here you see that it's not only the package, how we design it. It starts from the stage of designing or thinking about it, and what the minimal resources that we can use, which can give us the better results and make it more environmental friendly and carbon emission less. So as a company, we have these goals for us. We are stretching ourselves, as the theme of this entire conference is about how we can innovate, accelerate, and elevate. So the challenging targets that we have taken for ourselves, how our products and services can help meet you, our customers, to reach those goals way before it becomes a mandate or it becomes a challenge for us to cope up with the situation. So I will not read out all, but it's not only about being sustainable in terms of the emissions, but if you see on the last quadrant, which says it's about the people or the community we work with, how we are using the different genders or the community where we work with, how our contribution works on. These are the 4 more areas wherein we have bucketized how we can use the reduced, how we can recycle, and how we can responsibly source the materials, so from where we get. So it helps us to make our products more greener, more environmental friendly, and it can help you to reduce your carbon emissions as well. So this is what is just a pictorial view of it, which says about how it can be applicable for the pharma as an industry. Just a glimpse of it, the example, recent, I think we have from Europe-based product, we have done this change for the pharma, wherein we have not done any changes in the face stock or the label, but the carrier, the liner, which carries the product. So this is just the 30% of it, but now we have moved a step ahead. In USA, we are using almost 90% recycled content in the liner for the PET category, which helps us to drastically reduce the use of the new or the virgin material and use it, make it as a circular economy in case of pharma as an industry. The EPR regulations we heard yesterday, which talks more of what we can do as a product. So we have ourselves taken these the targets, and we have already started with the other industries. If I talk about HPC or automobile or other areas where the recycled contents is already part of the product, which is like the polypropylene product and the PET as wherein we are using 10% and 20% of the recycled content, which is tested and evaluated by the labs, which are safer to use for this application. And currently for pharma, we are not using it as a face product, but this is also available on need basis. And if I talk about the timeline that we have taken, like it's like by 1st April in 2026, it is expected that we are working closely with all the pharma brand users to evaluate the product suitability for their applications. And that will help them to give some time. And we have the virgin and recycled content products simultaneously available till the time it syncs in their application and requirements. We talked about yesterday on how it's not about the product, but how we are helping the leftover or after the products get used, the liner remains with the end users, the brands. Generally, it gets sold and it gets into the landfill. But we, as a responsible value chain partner, we have come up with this liner recycling program around 2018, and I'm proud to say that by today, I think we have done more than 400 tons of the material recycled. So for that, we have tied up with the recyclers so that the brands can collaborate with them, collect the material, recycle it, and bring back into the system in different forms, either writable paper or paper boards. So this is again a way wherein we can bring back the material without adding more and making it more environmental friendly as a product. Speaking of, since yesterday we talked about the cough syrup, even today morning we talked about the incident that has happened recently. So that was specific to the formulation piece. But if I consider this is a global problem, and as this is an old data wherein it says that out of 10, one medicine or one drug, one tablet is counterfeited. Now I think it has gone up to 2 in 10. So how that can be further addressed and we can help brands to deal with this situation and come with a more security. So what are the challenges are faced by the industry? These are all the buckets which talks about the duplication, then tampering, and some features which can help them secure their brand. So already there are some products that we are selling, but if I have to largely bucketize, these are the 2 different segments which says about the tamper evidence and the anti-counterfeiting. Tamper evidence is the one thing wherein you get the product, before using you understand there is a way to authenticate, like a void label, any new product that you get, not only in pharma, in durable industry, mobile industry, any new product you see, you have some sealant which helps you to understand this is an authentic. So that's the one way to do it, but that is after getting the service. But anti-counterfeit, wherein we can add some more feature, which are more in technology perspective. Currently, it is limited to only substrate, but we have come up with some features wherein the covert and overt and the forensic, even the technology related information, which we can give you more information about where your product got used, what is the trend, even if the fake product is getting scanned, you will get an alert. So there are different ways to look at it, how and what level you want to go across. So these are a few examples which are being, these are very basic ones. Coming to technology, which is the theme of today, I think this is more from the RFID. So as an Dennison, we are the one of the largest in RFID manufacturing. Recently, we started our manufacturing in India. So Make in India is the theme that we have started with, which enables us to manufacture the products locally in India in Pune facility. As I just mentioned earlier, it's how we can help the physical labels, not limit to only that line of sight kind of scanning. So it's the ultra high frequency RFID labels which can help brands to get their understanding about their products in value chain, where it is, and how that data help them to be more proactive, more understand about their supply chain, or even the authenticity up to patient level. That can be tracked through these solutions. And what kind of problems it solves? So these are the three buckets majorly currently been known by the industry, like inventory accuracy, supply chain management, and the improve the overall experience and the outcomes, wherein the AD errors that happens, wrong medicine to the wrong patient. So I think that level it can be maintained by the technology means. So what is that we have? Like we have more than 1700 patents, different I would say the RFIDs. So every label, every bottle, every variant, if it is a clear, if it is a amber, if it is a white, compare like different substrates like glass, HDP, LLDP, every substrate has a different way of reacting with the or the reflecting the information. So that's why we need a different kind of RFID label depending upon the frequency and the type of material and content in it. So that's why we have more than 1700 as a patents. And we have our own demo center in Pune, wherein all these, how you can see it, it will help you. So demos is already created for the reference purpose. So I'll just slightly touch base upon the pharma. So these are the products that we generally offer for different applications like low mandrel, different adhesives, different substrates, different kind of, I would say, the diameter and the mandrel performance, and the kind of features it gives in paper and film. The more important for this forum would be the what kind of assurance it gives. Apart from low migration, we have a different products which meet cytotoxicity, then skin irritation, all the compliances it follows, which are majorly required for the pharma as an industry, and which fulfills these ISO mandates, which are the basis of moving forward as a packaging material, safer to use for that specific drug. Yesterday we talked about how we can save space. I think there was a last discussion that happened, that how the packaging can enable to save on space, which help to reduce the GHG emissions. With this particular technology, almost 33% of the space is saved, and it made it more lighter. So in the same amount of packaging, you can, I would say, transport it to different part of the world with the less cost and the, I think, the more savings on the carbon footprints, and which is tested and evaluated for all these applications, which are temperature sensitive. If I talk about the vaccine is the major one. Coming to medical devices, we heard from the panel, I think today morning as well, and at the starting session, the medical devices is the boom. So Dennison has a dedicated division who continuously works with all the medtech firms globally, US, Europe, and India as well, that we are highly focusing on. And as we see on the screen, there are different applications where these products are getting used. So I will not dwell into each one of them, but we are completely equipped with all the packaging materials which are required for these applications. It's not only the label, the tapes, which is related to the body patches. You can name all the wound care that works in medtech devices that has been used. Compliances is the bigger portion in pharma as a requirement and the regulations. So we have our global compliances team. Even in India, we have a dedicated resource who works continuously with the brands in providing the necessary certificate declarations and the test protocols that we have already done. In some cases, if we need something new, so we have a dedicated labs. You can see on the screen, so there are different, I would say, I think the facilities that we have. The first one, EDAC, is majorly towards the printers, converters, how we can enable them to become more efficient in their conversion. AD Proseta is the ISO accredited lab, which works apart from the R&D and the other regular QC test. It's dedicatedly for pharma, which is working to do all the exhaustive studies, including extractable and all, which requires as a mandate. We have dedicated our own in-house equipments and everything, which can help us to analyze, evaluate, and give some certifications in case of needed. So I think that's the more important piece, and these are all qualified by US FDA and the FDAs of the Europe as well. The last one is on the InsightX. This is the new studio that we have started last year in Pune, which works on 4 pillars: sustainability, the brand protection, and I would say the premiumization for the different segment. And if I talk about counterfeiting, I think that's the major area, how we can help as a packaging material specialist with the brands and their requirements. So I think this is what we have for today. I think we can discuss in detail, we can meet after this session. Thank you very much.